Hello and welcome back to the Pixelax Gaming. I'm Benjamin, or Tigbun, and we're here to look at patch 20 and Ruckus for Paladins today. So, what's going on patch 20? Well, we had some major overhauls. Most notably is our champion selection. We've got all this variety. We have a new champion called Ying. We also have changed up how the decks are actually made. So we actually have these decks of cards now where we can have a little bit more customability of what we want. And what do I mean by that? Well, basically, we have different levels of cards now, and we can actually have a number of cards in our deck here based on how many points we want to actually build for. So if we go into our deck box here, we got our starter deck and our deck from above deck. These are some pre-built ones, and of course there's the custom ones. We actually have 12 points that we can actually work with. So what we're going to do is we can kind of look around at our legendaries, our epics, our rares, and our commons, or everything. And actually we are building our entire deck out of our common pool and out of our character pool. So we really need to look at what we're doing for the character now. So for our case, we're going to start with Aggression, which gives extra shot damage, since Ruckus is also known for shooting very frequently. So next thing that we're going to probably look at... you know what? There's a lot here to actually go over for the deck building, considering they kind of changed up the way the cards actually are dispersed and built too, because again, they got this point cost in this corner now and a cooldown timer. They're not as much linked to power and damage over time, so they put it right on the card. We'll actually look at the... yeah, we're going to revert this. We'll go ahead and look at like the starter deck for Ruckus here. What do we got to start with? Cooldown reduction, heal 4% health while out of combat, deal extra damage, increase your minimum or maximum health, and increase the speed you travel while mounted. So this is not a bad balanced deck to start with for the character. I'm actually really glad that this is the start off, because it allows you to kind of boost your damage right off the get-go and increase your health, so increasing your survivability as a new player. The cooldown reduction makes your abilities pop off more often, and the master riding just makes you that much quicker to get into the fight. So this is kind of nice, the fact that they have these decks already kind of pre-built that you can kind of mess around with, as well as your custom decks. So it's really tempting to go in and start doing a custom deck, but I really don't have much time to do this video today, so what we'll do is kind of just show off Ruckus's skills here. So he's got his minigun here on his left mouse button that basically is a constant fire damage and a vector shot directly at the enemies. Pretty decent damage. Of course, you can increase your attack speed by 60% by doing your right mouse button. So what this basically does is it activates your second sidearm here, and you are attacking twice as fast, almost. You know, actually, almost twice as fast. 60% is still better. So doing that extra 15% damage, if you confirm each hit, is going to be dealing that much more damage. Then we have our ultimate ability here, the Hexifier. Reveal 2 additional miniguns and 2 rocket launchers. You are now locked in place while firing. What this basically does is it puts you into like a big turret-y mode, so you're in the middle of combat, and you'll pop this, and you'll just wreck everything around you for a nice little timer. Unfortunately, it does have a limited spray and pray capability, but if you use it in the right time in the right place, you can really carry a game. You know, at least defend a point very well while your team comes in and helps you out. The emitter, your survivability thing, this one basically allows you to create an energy shield around yourself, and absorbs 1,500 points of damage for 3.5 seconds. So this is kind of similar to Buck's ability, actually, in which you are kind of increasing your survivability by practically modifying your character in such a way where you're actually getting effectively more health back. And then finally we have Hover, which allows you to hover in the air for a few seconds, but it also removes all debuffs on use. Not quite as powerful as Buck's, considering that it gives you a lot more mobility. However, this one allows you to maintain some sort of air advantage if you are pushing for that. So I can't wait to take a look at some of these new characters, but we're going to go ahead and start playing a match. Again, we have our standard capture and siege and payload. I think we'll actually try a payload map with this standard deck here. Oh, lots of stuff going on here at the Pixelax Gaming. We are introducing new channel content here. We want Ruckus Ruckus. There we go. We'll lock in. We got our starter deck here, which is great because they actually removed the common deck. Champion select still takes a bit of time here, so hopefully we'll see a bit here. That's actually a good point. We don't know if we're offense or defense right now. I would assume both. Maybe one then the other. Who knows? I'm not sure if they changed this. But we get 16 extra seconds to kind of customize. I think they've reduced this a little bit, which is nice because it was just a little long. Considering that once you lock in, you have so much time to kind of push, you know, what buttons you need in order to start the match. So, okay. And we got our horse back, by the way. That's the good thing. So, since our last match. So, what do we got on our team? We have, again, Barrick, and oh wow, that loaded a lot much faster. Okay, cool. Alright, so as I said, we got this vector shot which starts off slow and stays slow, but we can press this and deal more. You know, 60% faster shooting speed, not bad.
Point spawning in 20 seconds.
Looks like we are on defense, so that's not bad. We can definitely utilize this.
Point spawning in 10 seconds.
Okay, so like one of the first things we want to do is probably pop our Q
5 seconds.
as soon as we start getting a little lower mid-range health here.
Capture point has spawned.
And we're just gonna push
Enemy siege engine has arrived.
because Cassie or someone's gonna shoot at us right away. Again, our shot area is kind of big, so we actually want to close the distance here. Ah, that's harsh. Might want to consider popping our shields here sometime again soon. Yep, here we go.
First blood.
Got the first blood. Perfect. We are a credit to our team. We'll pop those shields off. Alright, getting a little lower in health. Kinda need some help. Got some shields going on here. Yep. Alright, awesome. Good start, good start. Like, we're keeping them right at the base with 2 minutes left. They haven't even gotten anywhere near the first checkpoint, so I guess we'll just push. We don't have our thing anymore, our base return device. I'm wondering if they removed that from the game. It's hard to tell at this time. Paladins, of course, is a game in flux, constantly being made with the developers and the community, so that's a really great thing for the game itself because it'll turn out to be a better game because of it. And we're almost at our ult here. We just need to actually get it. Alright, let's push them. Oh. Alright, we actually probably could have queued up. That was my mistake. Oh boy. Not sure how I feel about this new Ying character. I haven't really played against her at all, so we'll see how this works out from a gameplay standpoint. So we actually need to push our objective back because they are a minute away and we are confused.
Enemy killing spree.
Alright, well, I'll take confused for now. Again, we want to use our secondary ability quite often because there really is no downside to using it, besides we're just wasting ammo and getting a less effective attack pattern spray, so we kind of want to just keep pushing the favor. Oh, we are going to Q. Yep, and hit that illusion or whatever that is. Not exactly sure what's going on. Oh, heck. Okay, well, that was somewhat unexpected, actually. But then again, we got 16 seconds left here. Looking pretty good so far. As you can tell from Ruckus, he's, again, just the warrior archetype, you know. He gets into combat, he sits down, and he feels a lot like the Heavy from TF2, actually. where you're always pushing this revving mechanic. Okay, so that was our first payload map. I think we'll try out a new map here. We've got tons of new cards to collect, so we need a lot more gold. So any victory is a good victory, so we got to change up our game mode to continue getting our first win of day bonuses a bit here. As if they keep doing that, actually. Let's see. No, they actually do not. So we'll do a capture and siege. And while we're waiting for that, we'll go into our champions here. Oh, never mind. Alright. So let's grab Ruckus again. And if not, I will pause this recording as always. And we'll find out what else has changed in patch 20 here, since we've got some new tweaks where things are a little bit more powerful, things are a little bit more weaker. We have the new character that changes the meta a little bit, so you know, you always gotta watch out for that whenever you add a new champion to a game like this, like League of Legends or LoL or Dota or Smite, and in this case Paladins. You know, we're adding practically a new type of class. Alright, so again, let's look at Ruckus. Oh. Well, let's grab Ruckus. Okay, so I guess we're not getting them. Alright. Okay, and welcome back to our second match here. So, we got Ruckus this time around. So, I played 1 or 2 matches there. So, some of the cool changes that are going on here in Paladins. It feels like the Capture and Siege game mode is actually slowed down a little bit. It's not as rubber bandy. The capture point does not capture as quickly, nor does the little siege engine move that quick, as quick as it used to. And I believe it does a little less damage or something. It seems like it got a little bit of a nerf here, at least by the feels of it. I'll look at the patch notes later on and kind of get an idea of what's going on there, but it feels good. Like, it actually felt really nice. I played as Pip twice there, and I had just some enjoyable matches. You know, Pip doesn't feel, a little overpowered or anything, and Eevee was kind of my bane, but, you know, that was to be expected. So, from what I've seen of this character, though, Mrs. Ying, she is kind of an interesting little, well, she's not exactly stealth, but she's misdirection, very much on the misdirection sense of the character, which is actually really neat. So I can't wait until we do a video with her, but at this time it's going to be a bit up in the air if I'm going to have the time to do that. So I'll see about making the schedule out to have a little bit of that extra free time. So again, we got a sniper right off the bat pretty much, so we're going to armor up and give him some hell. Reload real quick here since we need that. And then come in here and turret up. Probably not a great idea. We need to get a little closer. Alrighty. Yeah, because we are just weak against that sniper. Again, it's a little weird not having that teleport here, and I think that's one of the biggest things that makes the game feel a little slower and a bit more methodical, is the fact that without that, we don't have this instant teleportation thing anymore, so we gotta rely on our abilities to basically move around with our horses. And that's pretty great, honestly. Oh, shoot. That was bad timing. Bad timing. Alright, so what I mean by that is... Alright, so it was kind of redundant, actually, because we already had the horses to move us around the field quickly. And it was an interesting way of getting around from point A to point B very quickly. But now they added in that teleport thing back in the day, and that really did not help matters because all of a sudden it felt like it was a little redundant. So now what they did is they removed that, and actually, like I said, it feels a little slower, but it feels better. It seems to make more sense in my book. Alright, well, we dealt quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately, they were all there to deal damage right to our gate, so we have to take the next spawn point here while we can. It looks like they're going to try to keep us in base, though, so let's push hard here and just kind of get some advantages. So we know, like, the entire team's there, and we're going to be, like, the first people to kind of get over there because they're going to be rushing for it as well. We have to get on that point and defend it at least for a little bit, and if possible make a reasonable capture attempt. Yep, we got blinked. Ugh. Well, we did what we could. And that's I think what really happened. So again, we are losing that point. Things I like about the new build. The new build definitely encourages a little bit more diversity in the gameplay, because if you don't have these roles to take over dealing damage or taking offense here, you're kind of wasting the potential of... come on. Wow. Wow, my health went down real quickly. Okay, that's why I got fireballed. That's the problem with Ruckus, is he lacks any sort of defensive capabilities besides that shield. Oh, that's not good. Well, let's see if we can take down the only slightly slower tank. And we'll see about just kind of dealing as much damage as possible to it. Oh yeah, that's not good. Again, it stinks right now because we are getting hit too hard by the other team. They've got some nice long range. Ruckus, unfortunately, is a good mid-range character. Not exactly a long-range attacker. We'll at least put our shield up a little bit and really dig into this cannon here while we can, but it's not going to look likely we're going to live long. Yep. Well, if we can get past our base and actually get the siege engine, we might be able to win this? I don't know. The new leveling system is not exactly there anymore. So you're kind of depending on your card build in a different sense. It doesn't feel as active. That's one of the biggest problems I have so far, is it feels like it's taking back seat now. Which maybe that's a good thing, because the combat and action should be the primary focus. Okay. Well, we're not going to just let them get that point, because nobody's on it. And everybody's on it. Yep. At least we diverted their attention long enough to get them off of the point. A good flank attack never hurt, even if it killed you. So, again, we still aren't on the point. Come on, guys, we have to play aggressive. If there was a time to play aggressive, it is now. We have to be aggressive. Get on the point. Again, just try to keep them off the point. This is one of those tough games. Like, what do? You know? We got this still fairly rapid moving tank coming right at us. And we gotta take this thing out soon. We could just go ahead and start shooting it from up here for chip damage, but we're gonna probably waste our ult on it, is honestly what's gonna happen here, so we're gonna just deal as much damage to it as possible. Yeah, we're just getting rid of it. I think that's our true calling right there, is just laying out this massive damage and trying to avoid getting sniped. Alright, well, obviously we're not going to be the first ones to that capture point. But we can at least lead them a bit and make them scared. So again, we're trying, like, we're putting up our shields, we're trying to hold on. I'm not sure if this is just a matter of them having a better deck build than us right now, or just better team comp. It's really rough in these kind of games, because I want to see the numbers on this game. Unfortunately, I don't get as much numbers as I would like. I want to know, like, my average damage output and that kind of thing, but man. I don't have anywhere near my ults this time, so we might as well just get our mount and start chasing this thing. Get some health back and try to capture it right ahead. Again, we're just gonna push the point here. Gonna take our time here and push, 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 push. Heal. Get on the mount. Get up somewhere higher. Get up somewhere higher.
Your second gate is under attack.
Man, this is a rough night.
The enemy has destroyed a gate.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I really do enjoy my time with Paladins. It's just, it gets a bit rough some days, and there's multiple reasons why, and I'm not sure if there is any under my control or High-Res's control. It sometimes just comes down to who you're playing with, how well their skill levels are. And you know, maybe I'm not the best skilled player either, but we can at least take some guys out here.
Point spawning in 5 seconds. Capture point at spawn.
I want him off that point though, that's the problem. Oh, come on. Oh, where did you come from? Yeah, he got... Oh, he just snuck up on me right at the right time. And of course, our entire team is at the wrong point. And at least 2 of our enemy teams are all over there. Come on, hey, guys, it's over there. We gotta get that point, and they're already halfway on it. Alright, let's go up here, pop our ult, and maybe get lucky. Who keeps hitting me from behind anyways? Pip. Got him. At least we can deal out decent damage. Alright, we finally got one, but I died right at the last moment. It's just a lucky arrow shot, right? Yep. I'll take it. Like, this could be our offensive push to victory, right? I kind of am wondering how this new spawn system works. Like, what's it? What? Kinessa? Really? That's annoying as heck. I'm gonna make sure she wastes her time sitting over there. And I'm a chicken now. Wonderful. Good play. Good play. That's how teamwork works.
Point spawning in 20 seconds. Your siege engine has been destroyed.
We got a gate at least. That makes me feel a little better. Maybe that means we can actually work together as a team to get this point. How does my ult charge? Is it just native? Yeah, it's timed. I'm guessing it's going to be on this one. Nope, middle. Oh, wonderful. This sounds just so familiar right going on right here. Oh. Feeling the salt. Feeling the salt. Okay, let's not play terribly. Get in there, take that point, and ram it up their butts. Oh, wonderful. Oh, that didn't get you anywhere.
An enemy siege engine has arrived. Enemy rampage.
Where's our team? I don't see any of my team nearby. I mean, I know Androxus looks cool, but I don't know, maybe could have had a Buck or someone do a little bit more damage. I'm just eat our
Your
ammo
vault
here, I
is
guess.
under attack.
It's really all we are good at, to our shields. Sometimes I wonder if it's actually better to do the 60% extra movement speed or not. Or attack speed, sorry.
Your vault is nearly destroyed.
I surrender. Like, this is the point where, thankfully, since they nerf... Well, I was about to say, since they felt like they nerfed damage a little bit, it was a little easier to do the thing. But, alright, so, obviously, there's still some issues that I'm having. I'm still liking the game, and that's the good news. Let's look at our scoreboard. Let's just see. Alright. Oh. Okay, well, let's review here. We are dealing the most damage on our team, as a warrior should. Let's look at Eevee's build here. That's basically the basic build here. And we are mimicking that with extra cooldown and extra attack power. Basically, we have that variety going on for us. I mean, we did die the most, obviously. But it was really not worth it to die in those cases, because our damage output was miles above Androxus here. Yeah. I really wish it would show how much damage you absorbed or was able to help out with. Let me guess, GG easy. Oh, right. They nerfed Cassie to... Shit. Come on. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I still got killed by her plenty of times. Oh, alright, so I think we're going to end the video here tonight for that. I will be starting to stream some Paladins and Smite in the next few days here. We're setting up our Patreon and other things to kind of handle those things that we want to do for the Pixel Axe and the Cards and Cardboard channels. So if you haven't seen one, look at the other. Thank you so much for watching the Pixel Axe Gaming. We are trying so hard to provide some good quality content here for you and look in depth into our characters. So we kind of already did a video on Androxus, so actually we're going to move on to Grover next week here, or next time we post the video up. Now, he's a big dude, he's got this burst damage mobility and healing, pretty fun, actually. I'm sorry if I may have already done a video for him already, but we'll see. We will definitely see. In the meantime, let's open up some chests, which we already opened, actually. So we're going to just go into our thing here and buy some stuff for cards, I guess. So here's how the new card crafting system works. You actually have these different skills, and based on how much they are, will give you a different rank that they are. So basically, they took your standard kit, and they made it where there's 4 levels of it now. That's kind of the new standard. So what's that going to do for us? It means that we're going to have some interesting build abilities to have for next time. So since we're kind of in this area of flux, though, we have to focus on kind of looking at the main deck here that they start you off with, and maybe some of the preferred builds. We might even do a preferred build video there to see how those worked out, and you know, maybe what the thought processes were behind those builds. Again, they're definitely worth getting. Oh, it's really rough, because they standardize everything to 12 cards here, so we gotta actually, or 12 points worth of cards here. We gotta talk about that, like, right now. So, I know I said we were gonna finish up, but, alright, so, we want to craft our deck here. So we look at Ruckus, we want to look at his decks. So again, we got these 12 points to spend. And how do we do this? Well, we got a lot of these common cards from ranks 1 to 4, obviously. But then we have these other cards that we can build up here from... Alright, well, clear that. So we can actually look at our thing here and pull out our legendary cards, for example. So now we have this heat diffuser. We reduce the cooldown of emitter by 8 seconds. So what's this do? That means we have our heat emitter automatically better than any Ruckuses who doesn't have heat emitter. Is that inherently good or bad? That's up to debate. I mean, we could put on yet another legendary, but that's also eating up all our points now. So this gets into kind of some of the game balance issues, or rather debates. You know, at what point do things become a quote-unquote pay-to-win strategy, or what things become a the rich get richer strategy? And is there going to be like a primo build for each character, or a meta? I will try to play more and figure this out with you as a community, but for now, I actually really dig this. This feels similar to many card games I've played, particularly like a Netrunner style thing, where basically you kind of are dealing with the idea that you have only so many points to actually work with. So you kind of want to deal with this idea of building an optimal deck based off of this kind of layout. Now, the thing I'm having issues with is I wish you could sort it out by numbers. Like, numbers would be great. I know commons are supposed to be 1, 2, 3s, and 4s. It'd be nice to show that, like, up here in the UI somewhere. But we're going to focus on, like, yeah. So we got this new deck here for Ruckus, built off of these legendaries. We could arguably, I believe, put 3 legendaries in here. I'm not sure, though. It may hinder us, of course, because then if we don't utilize synergies, then we're not getting the most out of our deck. So we're going to look at maybe the revised deck building system and maybe do a little talk about that next video after I play around with it more. But at this time, I'm very optimistic. I actually feel like these are good changes for the game, and they will, you know, encourage players to try out different builds and find something that matches their playstyle for each character. So, in the meantime, thank you so much for watching PixelX. I'm going to sign off right now and give you guys time to wrap your head around all these new updates. Alright, have a good night, folks.